You're welcome to TV360, and this is 360 Sports on TV360. My name remains Mudashiru Shitu, and as usual, we'll give you definitely what's trending in the world of sport. But a very give accolades should be given to our viewers across the globe who has been paying so much attention on this segment of our TV station. That's 360 Sport. That's your online sport station where you can get all various news, especially as we do it in Nigeria before we go to Africa and the rest of the world. Like a lot of people still question a lot of things and ask questions about many things. You could still join them while we'll give them response on our social media page to be part of this. We have some months into the month of, some few days rather, into the month of November. And when it's approach this year, there's nothing that comes to the city of Lagos when it's in the month of November. No sporting event goes better or bigger than the Lagos Women Run. And the 2018 edition of the Lagos Women Run is fast approaching. It's going to hold November 10th, 2018, and just some few days into that memorable event. And we are witnessing the third edition when it all started in 2005. 2016, 2017, 2016 rather, 2017, 2018, we are witnessing the third edition, and the first and only female race in Nigeria. This is just to make sure that women in all areas of life participate in this. But at the city, it's in the city of Lagos, so we encourage wherever you are within Nigeria to journey down to Lagos November 10th, where you can be part of this wonderful event that is going on. So the registration is on. You could visit that website, lagoswomenrun.com. You could be part of it, the kits. But one thing interests us about this particular edition is that it has been divided into two categories. We have the open category and the veteran category. The open category is from the 18 years to 44, while the veteran is from 45 upwards. And veteran also means those that are very good in distance race. It's a 10-kilometer race, and women across the globe have been part of it in the last edition. So you could show your interest by dropping your comments on our comment page on social media. It's a part of this. Yes, the press conference actually took place some weeks back, and we have the initiator, that's Mrs. Tayo Popola, speaking to us, and not forgetting also we also have the very Edobong, who is an Olympian, not forgetting the representative of the sponsor this year. So many things you need to really be part of 360 Sport. We'll go on a quick break on this, and when we come back, I'll introduce you a special person in the house and somebody that will take us into other parts of stories we have for you today.
We have the open and the veteran category. So people will be running in different levels. So it depends on where you fall in. And the money on this year is spread. I mean, people, if you take first, you're going to get something. If you take second, you're going to get something. If you take third, you're going to get. If you take 10th, you're going to take something. And we want everybody to come and have fun. To come and see the beauty of Lagos.
Lagos Women Run, it gives us an opportunity to show that we actually care about women, we care about their initiatives. It's a way of contributing back to the society.
Where we have an event that is focused directly on women, it gives them the confidence, it gives them the direction, it gives them the leadership role in the society.
You're welcome back to 360 Sport. Like you said on the program, if there's anywhere you need to listen or watch sporting events in Nigeria and beyond, it is 360 Sport. On this segment of the program, I have a very special guest in the house, a UEFA Grade A coach, and also a former international who has plied his trade in Singapore, Australia, and other countries outside Nigeria. He's also the founder of a football academy that's located in Lekki. Very versatile when it comes to the sport and football. He's going to be part of the show today, and he's going to share our opinion as we open the profile of the Super Falcons as they prepare for the 2018 AFCON Games that is starting in Ghana. I welcome you, Mr. Henry Uwanyahu, into the show.
It's my pleasure to meet you, Shitu, again.
Yeah, it's an interesting moment in the show, and as we extract the Falcons' opportunity to also to win this title for the 11th time, we know obviously we want to look at the invitation of players that have been extended to players that are based in Nigeria and based in outside the shore of Nigeria. What can you say to almost above 40 players that have been invited to camp for the 2018 African Women Cup of Nations?
Yes, looking at what we have on ground, that is AFCON competition, of course. Looking at the squad we have in that group B, the coach, Thompson, and his crew, they are not looking at it to be an easy outing. So based on that, they really need to be very careful to have a solid team that will be able to go out there, showcase what they have, make the country proud, and not only that, not by just winning the trophy as we usually do, but as well qualify automatically to 2019 Female World Cup coming up in France. So what they really want to do with this number of players they have invited, 48 in number. So we have about 19 foreign players. We have 29 local-based players. So what they really want to do is to filter them, look at them, and get the right players that will be able to go for this challenge. Because our group, of course, you know, we have South Africa there, Bayana. We have the Kenyans, that is the Harabis starlets of Kenyans. We also have the Zambians there. So it's not going to be that easy as we usually ride, you know. But, you know, we really need to prepare. So what he's actually doing is early preparation, seeking for early solution. I think is the right thing to do.
Yeah, but a lot of people say about the fact that the local players might not end up being used at the end of the day. Why invite local-based players when you know at the end of the day you'll be taking the foreign-based players, the likes of Azizat Oshuala, the likes of Courtney DK, Onome Ebi, all these players are the players at the end of the day you end up taking to. So why are you calling the local-based players? And we've won 10 of the 12th edition of this tournament. How important is it to use the foreign-based players in a tournament like this?
Yeah, it's very important, of course. Let's not move ahead to criticize him just like that. When I look at what he has, he has in the list, we have the forward players, 15. The midfielders, 15. And then the defenders, we have about 13. Okay. Now, the goalkeepers, they are all local players. That is 5 of them. So when you look at the figure, you now narrow it to the forward he invited from the foreign side is just 9 of them. Okay. Now you look at the midfielders. You also look at it is not as we think. So what I'm looking at, what I feel that will happen is at the end of the day, though it's not going to take the foreign players all like that.
You think so?
Okay. No, he have to test them, of course, and then look at, it's an opportunity for the local players to come and showcase what they have. If you think you can beat these foreign players, I mean our foreign players, just come out, showcase what you have. So there's nothing like trying to beat around the bush, you know, waste their time. No. At the end of the day, he will be able to select players there. And I must tell you as well, let's not just condemn the local players. Okay, we have solid players. We have seen them play. So when you look at some of the teams he invited, we have the Nasarawa Amazons there. He invited in total from the Nasarawa Amazon, he invited about, there are up to 8 of them. Okay, apart from there's no goalkeeper, but he have the forward, midfielders and defenders there.
All from that club?
Yes, all from that club. And you look at Bayelsa Queens, the same thing, he has about, I think, 4 there. So it's just to give them the opportunity to showcase what they have. We know that these girls or these women, they are very strong, they are good. So let them come out, challenge them. So it's not about name, foreign, no. So if the foreign players happens to be there, at the end of the day, they didn't display, more than these players.
But a lot of people are saying that we've won 10 out of the 12 editions of this tournament, if I'm not wrong. And we are taking foreign base players. Why don't we just take our own base players to Ghana? Because it's obvious that the 3 best in the tournament goes to the World Cup, the Female World Cup. Don't you think the female Falcons, the local base Super Falcons, can do the job without the female counterparts, without the foreign counterparts?
No, let's not misunderstand this whole thing. Now, even the camp that is currently going on at Charlotte Street off Awolowo Road in Ekpe there, what is actually going on there is just the camp for the local players. So we have the second phase, which will come later with the foreign players. So what he wants to do, he screen them, test them. At the end of the day, that is 28th of, that is Sunday, he will do away with some of the players, and then the remaining one will now join the foreign players on 29th. So now this is where he will now, I know, of course, there will be more of match condition game to test the 2 together to see how they play. But then, what I'm thinking is this, looking at our squad, we have the South Africans there.
Okay.
They are ready. They really want, they feel that Nigeria have really dominated this cup. Okay? Yeah. So they are out there to fight. The Zambians as well. And when you look at the Kenyans, the way they came into this tournament, it was miraculous for them. After Equatorial Guinea featured a player that is not, that have been disqualified. Based on that, they are automatically disqualified, and Kenya have the ground. And looking at Kenya, they are also serious. They really want to show out something like this. So the coaching crew, Thomas and his crew, will not take it lightly. So what they want to do is to go out there with the best. So there will be time to test. Okay? But this is not time to risk.
Let's look at our group. Like you mentioned earlier, we've never, for once, not in history, have we not qualified out of the group stage. And the World Cup seems to be like a bigger stage that we will not. What do you think is the reason why we do so well in Africa, we get to the World Cup, we don't do as much as is expected, even with the likes of our foreign-based players at the Female World Cup, the senior level? Why don't you do so well at that the World Cup stage, but we do so well at the Nations Cup?
Yeah, I would like to say something about training with weather. Okay? I'm a coach. I know very well some of the players I have here. Sometimes we have to take them to Gembu in Taraba State. Gembu is very cold.
Okay.
It's an environment you can easily, when you stay there and train, you feel like you're in Europe. So now, talking about weather conditions, some of the local players we have here, they are very good with the African weather. Now, when you take them there, after playing and all that, they do well within the African country. But when they get out there, sometimes it may be weather condition, too relaxed with the whole event and all that. Okay? So that is why Thomas and his crew is also looking at those who have gotten that experience. so that there won't be a repeat of what we usually see
at the world stage.
at the world stage.
So what should you do? What should you do better this time around? What should you do to make sure that we get even to the final of the semi-final for the Female World Cup? What should he do?
Yeah, I believe he have his plans, okay, with his crew. So they have seen their mistakes. They have seen where they need to improve. And this is exactly what they are working on. So I'm not in any way against what he's doing. So I think Nigerians should give them enough time to prove to them that really this Sweden have something to give them. So look at it. We have a lot of teams to play.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, we have good teams to play, and some of them wants to come like underdogs. So we don't need to play.
Like the Kenyans.
Yes, the Kenyans, the Zambians. So they really, and you know, when it comes to football, you know, African football, once people hear, Super Falcons, Super Eagles, you see them, even small teams, you see them coming up big. So they really want to challenge. It's not that easy. We understand African football is more like a physical thing and all that. But at the same time, I think Thomas and his crew, they are really looking towards the France World Cup. They really want to do something there. And it's from here, you know, they need to pass this stage before going there.
Yes, there's also not forgetting that the ladies are presently in Ekwe where they're camping, waiting for the foreign players to be part of the camp before we have the second phase of camping going on. We're definitely going to give you the update of everything as regards to ALCON 2018. This is one tournament Nigeria has won several times, 10 out of 12 edition. So we can really hope. But let me ask you this, Mr. Harry. What do you think we're going to lift this trophy?
Surely we are going to lift
as
it.
a Nigerian, but as a matter of fact, if you are going to be neutral, do you see Nigeria, the Super Falcons winning this?
I see them winning it. Okay? I will not conclude now anywhere. I will only conclude when I see the squad. We are giving Thomas November 4th to release the list. That is the 21 players. So we are waiting for him on November 4th to release the list. So it's from there we look at it and then we see what he have on ground. So I believe they can lift it. But for qualification of being the third, because we are looking for 3 representatives from Africa. So definitely Nigeria will be there. So, but I'm also looking at South Africa. I'm also looking at Ghana or Cameroon.
How is it important to win the trophy than getting to the World Cup? Because obviously, if you get second, you are going to the World Cup or third. How important in comparison? Do you think the winning the trophy is more important? Because when you win the trophy, you are at the World Cup. Is it do or die affair whether we go to the World Cup or not?
Now, Nigeria is a name, well known all over Africa. They want to maintain their position, taking it every time, you know. So it's important winning it, but at the same time, the most important thing there is going to the World Cup.
So second position, third position is still okay?
Yeah, it's still okay. So I know they will fight to win, to lift up the trophy again, at least to do it for the 11th time, okay? But then they still need to work hard, you know, making sure they are there for the World Cup.
Thomas, has it convinced you that hiring a foreign-based coach is the right thing, the Super Falcons names? Because we have in the past, we have the likes of Omagbemi, we have all of them, you understand, that have done so well, they've won the African Cup of Nations, you understand. Is Thomas the right choice for the Super Falcons?
Thomas is well qualified, okay, and he have the experience. So
He
I
lost
think
his first game. He lost his first international friendly against France, 8-0. You understand? And that's one of the reasons why we brought him down here, to make sure that we don't lose one of these games. But has he been able to justify that position?
you can't judge him with his first game. Maybe he
His
just
first
used that
international
game as a test. Okay, and it's an international game, of course. So let's just give him that opportunity, because I believe he have he have what it takes. He's a well-qualified coach. He have the experience. Looking at where he's coming from, so we give him the time to do it. And he's not just the only one doing it, but though he have a big aspect of the decision, but there are still Nigerians around him, okay, so who will also direct him. And he's a coach that have decided not to be in-flying coach per se, okay. He decided to stay here in Nigeria with the weather, with the girls, and make sure that everything is
At the right
moving.
time.
Yeah, so he's doing well. I believe he will do a lot.
And definitely on the program, when I said time flies when we have fun, it's been an interesting moment with Henry Uwanyanwu, who is a certified UEFA Grade A coach. Yeah, like I said, he's also an ex-international who has played for Australia. He has played for Singapore, Indonesia, and many. He's also still into football, and I hope that by the time the 2018 AFCON game starts, all what you have said today will actually come to pass.
Yes, I believe so.
It's been a wonderful time on the program.
It's my
We
pleasure.
hope to see you when the game starts,
All right.
so that you can also share some of your thoughts again.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you very much. It's, the conversation continues on our social media pages, where you can use on Twitter hashtag 360 Sports AFCON 2018, so that you can continue with the conversation to tell us your opinion. Do you see Thomas taking these ladies to win their 11th AFCON title, and hoping we will be in the World Cup 2019? And this is where I will call it a wrap-up for today. My name is Muda Shirishitu. Like I said, the conversation continues on our social media pages. You can also join us on our Twitter and every other handles to be part of the program. From you to you, from me here and to the rest of you out there, enjoy the rest of your day.